No incident report? No problem. If your trauma wasn't documented in the service record, you are not doomed. Most real-world stressors, combat chaos, mass casualty scenes, sexual assault and harassment, go underreported. Did you not fill out a form at the moment? Of course you didn't. You were surviving. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to get a VA PTSD claim approved without a neat little report, and how to build the evidence trail now so the VA can't lowball you. I'm Sam from VA Claims Mastery. I help veterans turn confusion into compensation with straightforward advice and a clear plan. You'll get the rules in plain English, the M21 ratings manual marker method, a simple answer formula for your C&P exam, and the fastest way to mine your records with AI. If you want to move even faster, grab my free AI-Driven VA Claims Bootcamp at the link below, or book a one-on-one strategy call, and my team will build it with you. Let's start with the truth. The widespread misinformation among veterans that their trauma needs to be documented is utter bullshit. Let's face it, we've all seen some mind-breaking stuff in the military, and it mentally scared us for life. And duh, nobody reports it because your lame chain of command told you to shut up and suck it up. That is entirely understandable. Underreporting in fear of reprisals, loss of reputation rank, or your security clearance is standard. In violent, chaotic, or humiliating moments, people don't pause to craft paperwork. Combat attacks, training disasters, and sexual assault, most never get formally reported at the time. The question isn't, where's your report? The question is, can we reasonably corroborate that this stressor occurred and link it to your PTSD? Here's how the law actually works. 38 CFR 3.304F is the PTSD rulebook. In plain English, you need a PTSD diagnosis that follows DSM-5 criteria, a stressor in service that's adequate to cause PTSD, a nexus. The clinician connects your PTSD to that stressor. Different stressors are handled differently. Combat and fear of hostile activity can be conceded based on your service and a qualified mental health professional's opinion that your stressor is consistent with your service. Personal assault/MST can be proven with markers, behavioral or medical changes around the time of the event. Non-combat stressors can be corroborated by credible lay evidence and circumstantial records. That's where the M21-1 marker method comes in. The VA's adjudication manual literally lists alternative evidence for events that weren't reported. Think of markers like footprints in wet concrete. Examples: sudden work performance drops, counseling write-ups, transfer requests, pregnancy or STD tests, ER visits, chaplain notes, roommate statements, weight swings, sleep pills starting, substance changes, law enforcement or campus clinic notes, buddy statements about your behavior shift. You don't need a single smoking gun document. You need a cluster of footprints pointing to the moment the floor fell out. The BVA and CAVC have repeated this for years. Credible lay evidence counts. Your words, your spouse's words, your buddy's words, when consistent with the circumstances of service and backed by markers, are evidence. You aren't expected to prove a firefight with a selfie. You're expected to tell a consistent, specific story that fits the record you can assemble. Quick pit stop: the DSM-5 PTSD checklist in human terms. A. Stressor: exposure to actual or threatened death, serious injury, or sexual violence. B. Intrusion: nightmares, flashbacks, or intrusive memories. C. Avoidance: avoiding reminders, places, people, feelings. D. Negative mood, cognition: guilt, blame, numbness, negative beliefs. E. Arousal: hypervigilance, insomnia, irritability, startle. F. Duration: over 1 month. G. Impairment: it messes with work, school, and family. H. Not due to substances or another medical condition. Your diagnosis must reflect that structure. Know it. Use it. Speak it. Now the blunt talk. If you have no treatment history, start it today. Visit a VA mental health facility or a private clinician for care. PTSD isn't proven with slogans. It's established with consistent notes that show symptoms over time. Therapy like CBT, EMDR, or prolonged exposure, medication trials, group work, these logs become your timeline. No more bare record jump straight into a C and P exam. That lands like a brick and bounces. Next, build your evidence bundle. Here's your shopping list. Your sworn statement. VA Form 21-4 138 or 21-10210. The who, what, where, when, why. Short, specific, and structured. Buddy statements. From someone who saw the before/after change. Behavioral markers around the event window. Performance drops, transfers, UCMJ, sick call spikes, ER visits, chaplain or counselor notes, pregnancy/STD testing, sleep med start. Treatment notes showing DSM-5 symptoms and functional impact. Work/school impact. Missed time, write-ups, and accommodations. Symptom logs. Frequency of nightmares, panic, avoidance, and how it limits your day. DBQ, if your treating clinician is willing. Accurate boxes beat vague prose. When it's time for the C&P exam, don't try to win with intensity. Win with structure. Use the answer formula PACE-D. Problem, PTSD. Activity impact, what you can't do. Consistency, how often. Evidence, notes with dates. Day in life example, a concrete scene. Example, PTSD. Crowds and loud noises trigger panic. 3 to 4 panic episodes a week. Documented in March and May therapy notes. I leave stores mid-checkout and avoid my kids' games. That's rather language, they can score it. Let's talk about exam traps and safe counters, because you'll likely see them. How are you? Don't say fine. Say, today's better than average. Typically I sleep 4 hours, have 2 panic episodes a week, and avoid crowds. Could it just be age or stress? Say, symptoms began after event, persisted since, and are documented. That's when my life changed. You look okay to me. Say, I'm masking. My notes show weekly therapy, sleep disruption, and avoidance. Yesterday I left work early due to panic. Why no report back then? Say, I was afraid of retaliation and embarrassment. My markers showed up. Performance dropped, I asked for a transfer, and I started sleep meds. Respectful, factual, repeatable. You're not arguing, you're documenting. Let's run 3 quick playbooks you can mirror. Combat or base attack. Stressor consistent with service. Use unit location and time frame. Your clinician confirms adequacy of the stressor and diagnosis. Lay statement describes intrusion, avoidance, arousal. Buddy statement anchors behavior change. MST/personal assault. No report? Build markers. STD test, pregnancy test, sudden weight change, performance shifts, AWOL or transfer requests, chaplain/counselor visits. Lay statement is specific but not graphic. Therapy notes mirror DSM-5 and impairment. Training accident mass casualty. ER runs, sick call spikes, duty roster changes, after-action chatter, leave changes. Therapist connects the event and symptoms. Coworker statements describe the before-after. Filing lanes. If you've never filed PTSD, you'll use VA Form 21-526EZ with your evidence. If you were denied, bring new and relevant evidence, treatment notes, buddy statements, markers, and file a supplemental claim, VA Form 20-0995. If an exam was clearly off the rails, you can pursue HLR or board options, but build the file first so the next rater sees substance, not smoke. Here's how to fast-track the heavy lifting. Use AI to mine your records. Pull your blue button report from My Health Vet. All dates, all boxes, PDF. Feed it to your preferred AI tool and ask for a timeline of DSM-5 symptoms by date and provider, a marker map around the stressor window, draft lay and buddy statements using PACED, a list of gaps to fill, e.g. missing therapist note tying symptoms to functional limits. That turns chaos into a checklist. If you want to skip the DIY stumbles, join my free AI-Driven VA Claims Bootcamp. We walk you through the whole PTSD workflow: marker gathering, statement drafting, treatment timeline, DBQ requests, C and P prep, and packaging your claim so it reads like a case, not a collage. Prefer a co-pilot? Book a one-to-one strategy session. My team handles first-time PTSD claims, denials, and appeals. We'll go line by line with you. Here's your final checklist to keep in your head. Diagnosis that follows DSM-5. 38 CFR 3.304F stressor pathway that fits your service. M21 markers gathered around the event window. Lay and buddy statements written with PACED. Treatment history that shows persistence and impairment. C and P answers in numbers and examples, not vibes. File the correct lane with a tight evidence bundle. If this helped, grab the free bootcamp below and book a one-on-one session if you want hands-on help. Hit subscribe, drop a like, and ring that ring-a-ding-ding bell so you never walk into a C&P blind again. I'm Sam from VA Claims Mastery. Thanks for your service. See you in the following video.